In just under 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how I painted this little squid from my sketchbook. I used Qor paints, I used these watercolor pencils from Karst Goods, and I'm also using these Silky crayons from Jupitearth. I'm sketching them out first in watercolor pencil, and I have a PDF over in my Patreon for all free subscribers if you're interested. And with my sketch finished, we're going to go ahead and start painting. I am just going to paint right over the top of this little guy, and I'm going to lean into having those paints sit on the left-hand side of him first. So I'm not loading my brush and repainting the entire thing. I'm just picking a few spots and side basically and adding water. So you're gonna see me just spreading this paint out basically and moving it around and moving it around. I'm gonna do that for this whole thing. Put paint on one side and then move it around with your water. Before letting it dry completely, I'm going to add a new color. This is just a deeper color than the orange that I initially started with. A little bit of red, but mixed with that orange I began with. And I think, I'm not even going to name it. Why do that? You guys can use whatever oranges and reds you have. But basically, I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, but with this color. I'm going to grab that darker reddish orange color and put it all around the little legs of this squid and all around the side of it. And then spread it out with my water as I choose. So the technique I'm using right here is lifting. It's where you have a clean brush and you lift some of the paint out of your painting. And you do that so that you have a bit more transparency than when you started. Then I'm going to go back and add a bit more darkness to all of the more connected areas of the squid. So where the squid legs connect to the body, potentially where you find the eyes, like those corner parts, the part on his head where you see that bar, you're going to go ahead and you're going to add in a little bit more pigment. And then again, spread it out a little bit, but you're not really trying to put this everywhere. These are those low lights, those shadowy areas, those areas underneath where you can find things being tucked and things being curled. At this point, after letting him dry, I realized he's not as dark as I want him to be in those low light areas. So under the eyes where the legs connect. So I'm actually going in with a darker, I believe this is actually purple, and adding them into those spots one more time while it's dry and really bringing to life those movements and connections. And then I dried it and decided this is the part where we do all the fun stuff. We're going to go ahead and add Silky crayons on top, and we're going to do it in fun colors. So I picked a light pink to add some highlights to this little squid, or big squid, whichever. And then also I'm going to do it with blue and yellow and just really give this guy little color highlights in and around his body. And then I'm grabbing my watercolor pencils and going back and doing highlights. So this is the part where I use the colors that mostly exist on the squid, like orange and black. And I'm going to go ahead and sharpen up some of those shadow areas and just add a little bit more texture. And then let's do my favorite part of any creature. We're going to add the eyes. I'm using black watercolor pencil again, but choose what you have. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that black pencil to do all of the same thing I did with the orange one, just a little sharper. It really helps this pop off the page. Now we're going to add one last little detail to this creature, and it's going to be a highlight. I'm using Bleed Proof White from Dr. P.H. Martin. Actually, just wet your brush. It'll be a little dry in the jar, but add it on top of the eye to give it a little highlight. Because how much more personality does it have now that it has a highlight? And then just for funsies, let's add some little bubbles all around him in the water. It's just a simple way to fill in a background if you're overwhelmed by backgrounds, which admittedly, sometimes I am. All right, I'm going to let this thing finish up. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you haven't given me a follow yet, go ahead and do that. And then again, if you're looking for the PDF of this guy, it's in my Patreon. All right, bye guys.